Hey guys, D1sco here, and sorry this is quite a bit late since this was posted on the 7th, and as of recording this, it's the 9th. I've just been very busy, but today we're going to react to the developer update, the Dead by Daylight developer update, all things Wicked PTB. And this one's interesting because it starts off with this post, which isn't super important. It basically just says, like, all the stuff that was added. It's really not that interesting. Reading the stuff is kind of interesting though, because this should talk about the changes that were made for the PTB. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys before we get into this, because I am the worst, the worst Dead by Daylight player of all time. I didn't get to experience like anything really. I mean, I played the unknown and I really did like him, but I'm so bad at the game. I'm so dog shit that I have no idea what the changes will be. I have no idea what people thought needed adding and whatnot, because I didn't get to experience anything. But enough about what's the background. Let's read this. So it says the all things Wicked PTB has come and gone. As always, our team has discussed the feedback you've shared with us on all the new and changed content, and we've prepared a series of adjustments which will be made before the game update goes live. In this post, we'll go through each of them and provide a brief explanation of our thought process. We're trying out a new, less wordy format this time. Feel free to let us know what you think. See, that intrigues me because I have nothing against like reading all the changes, but something that I've noticed about myself is because I'm just sitting here reading and I'm not really doing anything, I yawn a lot, which I know isn't interesting for any of you to listen to, and they're not very long. But then when they're super short, so the hot fixes, for instance, those videos, hotfix videos, I've noticed do absolute dog shit on this channel for whatever reason. Like the two hot fixes they've done since I've been recording videos due to absolute dog shit. We got a sarcastic comment on one, which was frustrating. Another comment that was negative. It's rough. So it's longer. So hopefully we won't have those issues. But I am curious about what they mean by wordier, less wordy format, because they were so long. It took me like 30. It was like 30-minute videos every time they get through it all. Oh, I see. They kind of. Okay, so it looks like it gets more straight to the point, which is good, because I hate all the reading mess that they had going on before. The unknown medium update, new weakness, which I don't fully remember what the hell that was. New weakness duration now increases by 6 seconds when a survivor is injured by UVX. Change. Increased hindered effect on airborne hits from 3% to 6%. Change. Increased blindness duration for the homemade mask add-on. The 60 seconds was 45 seconds. I didn't really get a test on any of that, so do with that information as you will. Death Note. The weakness effect was a little too easy to remove during the PTB. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Which meant the killer would often have to hit a healthy survivor's UVX 4 times to down them. Yeah, I noticed that. That's why I kind of stopped using it. By increasing weakness duration when the survivor is hit by a blast, accurate killers will need one less shot to down the survivor. So now it's free. Or by increasing the duration, theoretically, they're thinking, well, like, for only the accurate players will that matter. We've also increased the hindered effect to address the feedback of airborne hits feeling underwhelming. I, I'm so dog shit as every killer that you could literally make them the most busted OP killer in the game, like Nurse, and I'm still gonna be absolute fucking dog shit. But the changes sound good. I'm not good enough. I just sucked as the unknown, and also they are the newer killer, so I still don't fully understand. So I don't really know that. Oh, that's good. Reverted. Decreased the reverse bear traps base time to 150 seconds, 128 seconds during PTB. Def note: we wanted to shift some power away from the picture reverse bear traps and into her stealth and ambush abilities. But like, I don't understand that. Like, let me explain. I get that they like the reverse bear traps are already so underwhelming in terms of like power, because it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, and that's not a lot, and that is quite a lot of time. um Most of the time when I'm playing against a pig, I don't notice that. I've only died to the trap once or twice, and it was for a different reason. The only then the timer going up. It was the pig player doing that strategy where when the survivor's in the exit gate, you like then trigger the thing, because like it was like the bear trap like triggers in the exit gate sometimes or whatever. So I died via however that works. But so it doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, it's also a minor update, I guess. But so it doesn't make sense to me to revert power, making the reverse bear traps take even longer. Like you could just buff them, but then keep it the same. Ah, it's whatever. Bullies to make her feel more fun and interactive to play. Many felt this change was too significant during the PTB. Yeah, it was too significant in a bad way. The bear traps are already very hard to play off of because 2 minutes and 30 seconds is honestly quite a bit of time. So it's already hard to play off of it. But they were 3 minutes and something seconds during the PTB, which was even worse. So we have reverted it. So we have reverted it for the updates release. We'll be keeping a close eye on her performance once this update goes live and reevaluate if this change is needed at a later date. I highly doubt it, behavior, because it's so hard to use the traps already. The Huntress minor update reverted. Decreased Huntress movement speed while holding a hatchet. While holding a hatchet to 3.08 meters second with 3.54 meters seconds during BB. That's fair. You honestly, she doesn't really need that extra speed when holding hatchet. And also, a much more skilled YouTuber who was a Huntress main, um, by the name of Coconuts, actually felt like she was too powerful. So, definitely, this change made it too forgiving for the Huntress to raise the hatchet at the wrong time. Yeah, that too. Potentially even keeping up with survivors with add-ons. We have reverted this change for the update's release. So far, not bad. The clown minor update. I remember in my clown video basically harping up the fact that, talking most about the fact that the not much of a point to the antidote. You know, the redhead pinky finger add-on now limits the clown's bottle carrying capacity to 1, previously reduced capacity by 3. So now you can only hold one with it. This add-on allows the clown to down healthy survivors in a single hit. Yeah, that's why they buffed it or nerfed it. Basically, if you're playing as clown and you have redhead's pinky finger, you are one-shotting people with the bottle, and they nerfed the shit out of it, and because they felt like it was too powerful. Because before you could have multiple bottles with the add-on, so they nerfed the fuck out of it. Or at least one of his add-ons they did, but it sounds like the one that I'm thinking of, and it looks like they had to nerf it once again. So it has always been a significant downside to keep it under control. Since we've increased his base carrying capacity, this would have made this add-on stronger as a result. We've added a hard limit to one bottle, similar to the Huntress Iridescent Head. But here's the thing: before they increased the amount of bottles, before they increased how many? I think they increased it again or something. I think at one point it was more, but then I don't remember the specifics. But basically, they just reverted it to what it did before, because it decreased it to 1 before, but that was before he had more bottles, you know. Invocation Weave expires. I'm still medium up there. I'm still not the biggest fan of this perk because of the fact that it basically makes you, that after you use it, you become no miter. So that is by far, well, I think it's cool. I think it's probably my least favorite of Sable's perks. Change. When the invocation is completed, permanently reduce the required charges while generous by 10, previously added 15 charges to price from PvP. So all that happened was they nerfed it. So they nerfed the perk. It's now 10 charges instead of 15. Behavior, what the hell? Dev note, this perk has a lot of risk and a heavy time commitment. Sure fucking does. If the invocation is interrupted, the time spent would be lost, making it unappealing compared to a normal repair. To make the reward match the risk, we have changed its effect to permanently reduce the required repairs all generators need, similar to the brand new part add-on. Oh, I see. So before it added okay, so I read it wrong. Before it added charges to every gen, which is basically the same thing, but now um, it does. I believe basically what new. Yeah, it sounds like it does what new brand new part, which is by the way nerfed brand new part does, where it just means it takes longer. It just means that there's less time. There's less charges at the gen. So it's still by far my least favorite, mostly because of that giant downside. So I was kind of hoping they would tweak the downside a little bit and make it still like a risk and reward thing, but not as bad of a risk. But they didn't, so I'm still probably not going to use them much. Anyways, strengthen shadows. Change. Increased healing speed to 70% with station during PvP. Fuck yeah. It will often take some time to get to the basement before you get healed with this perk. Yep. And there's also risk involved with being caught injured in the basement. Well, yes, but I've actually never had. I've had that happen to me only a handful of times. But that's not. But that was usually because the killer randomly checked on me or something, or like while I was lagging, something happened. I've had some weird lags in Dead by Daylight. Like I've had some lag. I had a lag where there was I was in the basement because there was a couple of us hooked, and I think I was hooked or something. Anyways, the killer showed up, and somehow I was like, oh, I'm screwed then because I was lagging like right at that moment, but somehow I wasn't. That was strange. But I'm happy they buffed Strength and Shadows. You know what I mean? Because again, well, I may not be the biggest. Like, I think the invocation, like having a new perk type, is cool. Sort of like you have normal, and then you have boons, and now you have invocation. I'm just not a big fan of her invocation. Yes, it's super helpful, but that drawback is way too high for for me personally. But Strength in Shadows, I actually like. That's a good change. Oh, we've increased the healing speed slightly to make it a more interesting but still niche choice compared to other self-healing perks. This allows you to heal in about 23 seconds by default. Seriously, fuck self-care. Just use that. Self-care used to be somewhat powerful. I remember Orange complaining. Well, Orange was explained to me that sort of that I think I ever had self-care before the nerf, kind of middle of the road. So I remember Orange once telling me when they nerfed self-care that he didn't understand that he was basically going on a little tangent about how he didn't understand why they nerfed it. But it's whatever. But good thing, Wicked rework. So they straight up major update rework. They already had to rework a perk. Wicked. That's that weird one. I don't even remember what that did before. Use yourself unhook attempts in the basement always succeed. When you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you see the killer's aura for 16, 18, 20 seconds. So basically, we didn't feel the original perk was very effective. So we have given it an overhaul. The ability to unhook yourself from a basement hook may come in handy if you're caught during an invocation or caught using the healing one, but we warned killers may catch on and carry to a hook above ground. The aura reading effect will allow you to gain some value from this perk even if you are never hooked in the basement. Okay, so basically, if you're never hooked in the basement, you see the killer's aura, whether you are unhooked by someone else or you unhook yourself. But if you're in the basement, you basically get 2 freebie unhooks of unhooking yourself, which kind of reminds, well, obviously it reminds me of Deliverance, but that's cool though. Watch list. Good by Daylight is always changing, and this watch list covers a few things we'll be keeping a close eye on once the update goes out. As a disclaimer, the things on this list are not guaranteed to be changed to the unknown. It always takes some time for a new killer to settle. We'll be watching to see the unknown is too strong, too weak, or if any points of frustration arise in the coming weeks and months. I mean, I'm just frustrated in general with this game because I missed back when it was like 50-50, but then they straight up made the game killer sided, therefore making the game essentially unfair for the survivors to some extent because they made it killer sided on purpose. So now and ever since then, I've just been super frustrated. But hopefully, the unknown will be solid soon if he has any problems. Invocation Weaving Spiders, which is my least favorite of her perks. Being a brand new mechanic, we will take some time to see how invocation perks fit into the game. Just add more different effects, so find out. This effect is strong. The effect is strong, but carries a significant risk, or in the layman's turn, the reward is somewhat helpful, and the reward is you're fucking one-shotable for the rest of the game. I just feel like regardless whether it was like the 15% progress or if it was removing 10 charges from all the remaining gens, I still feel like that's too little of a reward for such a massive risk of being one-shotable for the rest of the trial. I still think this perk is better used towards the end game because if you use it too early, now you're just one-shotable for the whole trial. So if you use it later towards, more towards end game, then you could still, get value out of it, but also, you're like closer to winning. But that's just my personal opinion. Um, we'll be watching closely to make sure they end up in a good spot strength wise. I still think they should increase the reward. That's such a little reward, in my opinion, for that massive risk. But they're not asking me that, are they? The pick. As mentioned previously, we've made some pretty significant improvements to the pick's ambush ability, and the left turn reverse bear trap timer untouched for the time being. And I think that's fine. The timer really, from my survivor viewpoint, the bear traps are barely matter. So just leave it. Even as a pig player, because I have played pig a few times and have done well with her occasionally, just leave the timer alone. We will monitor our performance in the near future to ensure that these changes don't push over the top and reevaluate as needed. I don't think they will until next time by the team. Cool. That was a lot shorter. I'm very happy about that. Because before, they didn't have like the pictures kind of explaining like how big of a change it was. See, because now like with Wicked here, it's short and sweet to the point. They tell you like what they did, and then they give you an explanation, and then they give you a little death note. Whereas, let me see if I can't find an older one. Where's Alan Wake? This is how, god damn it, this is how it was before. They, oh wait, yeah. I thought this was PTB, but it's not. This is how it was before. Do you see how awful this was? It's a wordy soup where they say, they tell you like what's being the feature. They give you this very lengthy explanation. They then tell you what it does. Like, do you see how bad this is? Do you understand how bad this was. Do you see how unbelievably fucking long this is? Do you see this? I know you can see this. Do you see why it took me 30 plus minutes every time to get through this? Do you see? Do you understand yet why, how significant the shorter change is and how happy I am for that change? I didn't yawn during this video once either, which is flipping impressive considering I usually yawn like crazy reading these because they're so fucking long. Do you see how long it's? I'm not even to the end yet. Now I'm to the end. Like, god damn. See, but this one is nice because they tell you pretty much only the significant changes. And it'll be interesting to see um, like once the chapter releases and we get like all of the change plus, you know, the changes plus like the bots and like the tone challenges and stuff. I'm very intrigued to see how those numbers change. But right now, I'm so happy about the short thing. But overall, honestly, well, there's Sion, but it's towards the end of the video, so that's good. Um, Not bad. The update, I still don't understand the whole at all why they increased Pig's timer because I felt like it was fine as it is. Making it longer just makes it like making it longer pretty much means why the hell would you even put a bear trap on people? Like there's already not much of a point to like I mean you can get value off of bear traps occasionally right now. If anything, they should buff the timer, but like they should decrease that timer a little bit, not increase it. So I'm very happy it's back to normal, which I feel like is fine. I mean, it's not great, but I think increasing it was stupid. Um, but like keeping the other pig changes intact was nice. The unknown changes I didn't fully understand because I didn't do great as him, so I didn't really get to experience much of his PTB changes to fully understand how good those buffs are. But you know, but buffs are definitely that buffs can be good. So they clearly noticed some problems and buffed it, which is good. Um, Sable's perks was interesting. I'm still at the mindset of my least favorite being invocation. I really like the other two. I feel like got pretty good changes. My but invocation, I feel like that the reward, while being a slightly different reward, is still too little of a reward for how incredibly risky that perk is. I'm kind of under the mindset of too little reward for too little reward for the huge risk. You know what I mean? So it's still my least favorite, but I really hope invocation perks um, will but I'm hoping that they will figure. But I'm hoping that like future invocation perks will like. I'm very curious. I'm hoping invocation perks do stick around. I'm very excited to see more of them. All of the changes for the killers, because they were all minor changes, were not bad. You know, just fixing up little problems that they saw. Not bad, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the algorithmic garbage. It helps us out a lot and means a lot to us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.